Some soundtracks are good, some are great, and some become legends. And today, we're talking about a soundtrack that somehow manages to be all three, depending on who you ask. Back in 1997, Sonic R hit the Sega Saturn with 5 tracks, questionable controls, and a soundtrack so unapologetically catchy, so boldly sincere, and so widely different from anything Sonic has ever done before that it becomes iconic. You can say whatever you want about Sonic R, but you can't deny that its music goes hard. Richard Jacques and T.J. Davis didn't just make a soundtrack. They made a vibe, a mood, a whole personality. So today, we're diving into the music of Sonic R, the songs, the style, the legacy, and why this soundtrack has lived rent-free in the Sonic fandom's collective brains for almost 3 decades. I'm the optimistic Sonic fan, and I like the Sonic R soundtrack. To understand the Sonic R soundtrack, you have to understand the era it came from. The mid-90s were a time of experimentation for Sega. New hardware, new genres, new ideas. And when Traveler's Tales teamed up with Sega to make a Sonic racing game, they wanted the music to stand out. Richard Jacques, already known for his work on Sonic 3D Blast, the Saturn version, was given full creative freedom to craft a soundtrack that felt energetic, uplifting, and memorable. He brought the vocalist T.J. Davis, whose bright, expressive voice became the heart of the soundtrack. Sonic R was the first Sonic game to feature a fully vocal soundtrack. Not just one song, the entire soundtrack. This was bold. This was unusual. This was Sega in the 90s taking risks.
Ready, set, go!
The soundtrack blends Eurodance, synth pop, 90s club music, bright, optimistic melodies, emotional, almost psychological lyrics, it shouldn't work, but it does, and that's why it's unforgettable. Can you feel the sunshine? Let's be honest. If Sonic R has a signature song, this is it. Can You Feel the Sunshine is the Thunder Road of Sonic R. It's the opening track, the tone setter, the song that tells you exactly what kind of experience you're about to have. Just like how Bruce Springsteen's Thunder Road opens Born to Run with a promise of escape and energy, this song opens Sonic R with a promise of pure, unfiltered 90s optimism. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's so sincere it loops back around into being hilarious and charming at the same time. The lyrics are all about finding joy, pushing through the gloom, and letting positivity guide you. Which is kind of ironic when you're slipping off a cliff in Resort Island for the 10th time. But that contrast is part of the magic. The song is so upbeat that it becomes a meme, a mood, and a motivational speech all at once. It's cheesy, it's catchy, it's iconic, and yes, we can feel the sunshine. Living in the City. This is where the soundtrack takes a turn. Not downward, but inward. Living in the City has this emotional weight to it that feels almost out of place in a racing game. Until you realize it fits Sonic R's world perfectly. The lyrics talk about chaos, uncertainty, and the struggle to survive in a place where you know you have to survive. It's almost dystopian, a subtle nod to the anarchy and instability that defines Sonic's world when Eggman is involved. And here's the wild part. This song actually mirrors the story of Sonic R. Robotnik is trying to take over the world. The Chaos Emeralds are scattered. The city is a battleground, and the characters are literally racing for their freedom. The 90s Eurodance beat keeps it energetic, but the emotional undertones give it depth. It's a song that feels like it's smiling through the pain, and that's why it hits so hard. Back in Time. Back in Time is the track that feels the most like a time capsule. Not just because of the title, but because of the sound. This is pure 90s techno. Airy synths, echoing vocals, and a melody that feels like it's flowing through a dream. The emotional core of the song is about reflection. Looking back, learning from the past, and moving forward with hope. It's surprisingly introspective for a game where you're racing on a track shaped like a giant clock. This is a song that makes you stop and think. It's nostalgic, it's atmospheric. It's the kind of track you'd expect to hear during a montage of Sonic staring at the sunset, contemplating life. It's beautiful in a way that sneaks up on you. Work It Out. Now we're back into the fun stuff. Work It Out feels like the musical equivalent of Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2. All gears, gadgets, and goofy mechanical charm. It's upbeat, playful, and full of that retro factory level energy that Sonic fans instantly recognize. The lyrics are all about pushing through obstacles and figuring things out as you go, which is exactly what you're doing while trying not to fall off the conveyor belt in Reactive Factory. This is a song that makes you smile. It's silly, it's catchy, it's the kind of tune that gets stuck in your head while you're doing chores and suddenly you're dancing around your kitchen like a 90s music video extra. It's pure fun. Diamond in the Sky. If Sonic R had a credit sequence, this would be the song playing over it. Diamond in the Sky feels like the emotional resolution of the soundtrack. Calm, hopeful, and reflective. The melody is softer, the vocals are greater, and the lyrics are all about finding clarity, rising above challenges, and discovering your inner strength. It's the perfect closing chapter song. It feels like the end of a journey. It feels like the moment you look back and say, yeah, that was something special. This track gives Sonic R a sense of narrative closure that the game itself doesn't really have. And that's part of why fans love it. Supersonic Racing. And now, the grand finale. Supersonic Racing isn't just a song, it's a party! This track is pure, unfiltered Sonic energy, upbeat, danceable, and bursting with joy. It's the kind of song that makes you want to jump up and run around and pretend you're in a 90s Sega commercial. It's also the perfect theme for Sonic R as a whole. It's fast, it's fun, it's unapologetically cheesy. It's everything the game wants to be. And the best part? This song has outlived the game itself. It shows up in concerts, remixes, fan videos, and even modern Sonic titles. It's the anthem of Sonic R, and honestly, it deserves that honor. The Sonic R soundtrack didn't just survive the 90s, it transcended them. What started as a bold experiment on the Sega Saturn had become one of the most recognizable, most remixed, and most beloved collections of music in the entire Sonic franchise. When Sonic R launched, the game itself got mixed reactions. But the soundtrack? That's what people remembered. Over time, the music gained a cult following, not because it was ironic, but because it was genuinely catchy, heartfelt, and unlike anything else in a game at the time. Fans didn't just enjoy it, they embraced it. Let's be honest, the memes helped. Can You Feel the Sunshine? And Supersonic Racing became internet staples, popping up in remixes, joke videos, and nostalgic compilations. But here's the thing. The memes didn't mock the music. They celebrated it. The soundtrack became a shared language among Sonic fans. A wink, a nod, yeah, we all know this song slaps. Richard Jacques and TJ Davis have performed these songs live at Sonic concerts, and the crowd reactions are electric. Fans sing along, they cheer, they treat these tracks like anthems, and the music keeps coming back. Supersonic Racing returned in Sonic Generations. Multiple songs appear in official remixes. The soundtrack is constantly referenced in fan games and fan art. It became part of Sonic's musical DNA. Sonic R's music represents a very specific moment in Sonic history, the experimental, colorful, risk-taking 90s. It's a reminder of a time when Sega wasn't afraid to try something wild, something heartfelt, something completely unexpected. And that's why it endures. Not because it's perfect, but because it's fearless. The Sonic R soundtrack is one of those rare pieces of Sonic history that manages to be everything at once. Fun, emotional, cheesy, sincere, nostalgic, and unforgettable. It's a soundtrack that wears its heart on its sleeve and invites you to do the same. Richard Jacques and TJ Davis didn't just make music for a racing game. They made songs that stuck with us. Songs that fans still sing, remix, celebrate, and smile about decades later. Whether you're laughing at the memes, vibing with the 90s synths, or genuinely moved by the lyrics, there's something here for everyone. From the sunshine-soaked optimism of the opening track, to the emotional depth of Living in the City, to the dreamy nostalgia of Back in Time, to the mechanical fun of Work It Out, to the reflective sky beautiful of Diamond in the Sky, and finally the pure party energy of Supersonic Racing, this soundtrack is a journey. And like any great Sonic journey, it's full of heart. I'm the optimistic Sonic fan, and I'll see you next time.